Right then, dragging out the last few minutes of bliss out on the screen porch before I gotta go into work. Yesterday I was done with my route by noon. There was 6 calls, but 2 of the customers had 2 situations at the same house. So there was no travel time to gobble up the clock. All of the situations were, except for one, were diagnostics. One of the double calls, I had to hang a new microwave door. It was banged up out of the box on delivery, and a refrigerator door that essentially has the same deal. I think I'm going to bring that particular refrigerator door home and make a stainless table out of it for out here. I've got a lot of door skins in the shop just waiting to make tables. I could start selling these things, making a little pocket cash. Might just do that. But anyway, so those were the only 2 parts I had to put on yesterday. And the rest of it was all diagnostic. My last customer might be another blessing in disguise. Yep. So since I was there, that was the customer down in Wausau that I had 2 calls for. I think they asked for me, which is why I was down there. And on the way back home, around 4 or 5 o'clock, I saw DTR coming out of the Northwoods, like up by Minocqua. So he was going to one of his customers that he sniped from me. So going down to Wausau last night was actually, or yesterday, was actually a blessing, I think, because um, this customer, pretty chatty Cathy, and I solved their problem for them, first time complete, and we got to talking. Him and his wife, they're elderly, not super elderly, but they're still functionally elderly, put it that way. We got talking about this and that, and the subject of camp came up. Yeah, how I'm trying to sell camp. He got all sorts of interested. She wasn't. But she's a good wife. She goes along with his projects, his ideas, his dreams, his goals. She goes along for the ride. But it was kind of obvious she wasn't really interested in a vacation property in the middle of the woods up in northern Wisconsin, full of mosquitoes and horse flies and deer flies and shit. But he's pretty handy. They were showing me pictures of an elevated deer stand he built, and it ended up being a little miniature cabin, like treehouse thing, complete with an arch, decorative arch support over the front overhang. It had a porch. Oh yeah, it was up on stilts. Pretty swank, tongue and groove inside. Oh yeah. So he's handy, knows his shit. He owned a well drilling company, So he's not hurting for money. So he's interested. She's not. He gave me his number, his name. And there's talk about going up there for a tour. See if he wants to buy my camp. He indicated, I told him about the situation. There's a big flock of mallards. Holy crap. Probably 25 birds in that flock. Anyway, he indicated I told him about the buildings, the situation, the rules of the association, shit like that. And he indicated he would be interested in buying the camp turnkey so he could use it right away. Taking it with the buildings and everything. And take the gamble that he doesn't get caught. If he does get caught, he'll just remove the buildings. But I told him straight up, I says, do not drag me up there for an all day long tire kicking looky-loo session. Oh, this is pretty neat. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna waste a day of my life I'll never get back taking you on a grand tour of my 4 private lakes and the 3,500 acre preserve and my campsite just to say, yeah, you got a pretty nice spot here. It's not right for me. That happened already. I told that story. I'm not telling it again. So that's a possible, another miracle if it happens. That's a huge weight off my mind. Yeah, Frank, good old Frank, hasn't contacted me about the turd, buying the turd. I got cash. I'll pay for it with cash. You know, put your money where your mouth is, pal. Phil and I were sitting out on the porch talking about it after he left. Phil said, well, you should give him a finished price after you've done all the work and give him a you take it as it is now price. And in my head, I was like, I want the finished price. It's not costing me a lot of money to do this remodel because I'm using secondhand materials and shit like that. So I could do that rusticated, beat up look that allows me to use scrap lumber. But I'd like to sell it complete, turnkey, move-in ready. You know, other people, they're like, you're hemorrhaging $410 a month on rent. Just get rid of it. Well, I know Frank and his 350-pound fat son, and they would never finish it. No. So I'll sleep better at night knowing it was done the best I could. Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm hoping Brian, that's the guy's name that's talking about the camp, I hope he's serious. And that would be huge. Offload both of these places in 1 year. Cash deals. Straight up miracle. Answer to prayer. Mia's on her way right now. She rolled out at 3 something. She's on her way right now down to Florida. But first, the Amish Mafia is putting on an auction down in the Madison area. So they're going to that first, and she's going to sit there while they're running that auction. And then they're going to start the journey down south. So tonight she'll be staying at a hotel. and then driving tomorrow all day. I don't know if they're going to get there by the end of tomorrow, but I don't know. And she sprung the trip as a surprise on her daughter. She stays with her daughter when she goes down there. And she makes the Amish Mafia pay them 200 some bucks for the week for their effort to house her. Pay for the, helps pay for the food and whatnot. I mean, the diva daughter doesn't need the money. She's a multimillionaire. And she's back with the multimillionaire trauma surgeon husband, so they don't need the money, but it's just the principle of the thing. Why should the Amish Mafia, who's filthy rich themselves, get away as cheapskates? That's what they do. I'll tell you what, they don't have a very big reward in heaven waiting for them based on how they operate on planet Earth here. If they even make it to heaven. I don't think they're going there, personally. Won't be seeing any straw hats going up and down the gold paved streets in front of my mansion. Just my theory. But anyway, she's on her way down for about a week, possibly more. She doesn't get any details out of these people. Where are we going? How long are we going to be there? No, she just goes with the flow. Whatever it is, it is. What? Stop being a gypsy. I suppose it's no skin off her back as long as she's got a place to do her laundry. She could stay indefinitely. But she's still being weird. She's not saying any of the lovey-dovey emoji type stuff. She's last night. Don't know if I should say it, but it's fun. Back in the day, she used to get ready for bed, brush her teeth and stuff like that, topless. For me. And we'd video chat. So I'd get to sit there, watch her do her thing with the big rack hanging out. So I hit her up last night. She said, I'm going to get ready for bed here. I says, oh, no FaceTime, yuck, good times for Kenny? And she laughed. Your mind's always in the gutter. Yeah, I got the mind of a 20-year-old and the body of an 80. Spice of life, So that didn't happen, but that's what she's doing today. My route doesn't look too bad. 4 calls, all of them are diagnostics. So I'm going to have to milk it out. Yesterday, when I got done early, I sat and talked with Brian for over an hour. And then I was in the central area, so I went to Menards and I picked up those 4 sticks of trim because they fit in the van. They're 16 feet long and they fit in the van. And then since I had to drive right by the lake house to get back to the shop to punch out, I just dropped them off here at home. But I also went to my butcher shop and bought another 3 pounds of my Jaeger meat sticks that I love. So I got some stuff done while I was in town. Got to go to Menards today and pick up a quart of clear polyurethane, gloss polyurethane. One other thing, and I can't remember what it was. But I got some miles today, so I'll go slow, of course. We're supposed to get strong storms. Um, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how that driveway holds up. I'm not impressed. Uh-uh. No. With that glue that I put down on the gravel. Number one, that stuff's expensive. It's like 30 bucks a jug. And it doesn't go very far. It covers the area of about a 8 by 10 area rug. And it doesn't go on. I don't know. I'm apprehensive that it's not going to work. I am going to get another jug of it because that's a serious problem. And I'm going to try a different method. I'm going to apply it with my spray gun for more consistent, even coverage. And see if that works better. I'm pretty sure it will. They don't suggest that on the manufacturer instructions because who has an air compressor with a paint gun? The application process is one of those pump tank sprayers, and yeah, it didn't work out so well. Real humid today, so this stuff doesn't want to light very well. So we'll do that. Obviously, the lip ripping trolling segment last night didn't go anywhere, but I'm going to experiment with that. I'm going to try different lures. Based on what I see sitting here on the porch out on the lake, it's got to work. Yeah. Other than that, not much new to report. Peanut gallery's been all but quiet, so that's a nice break. Um, oh, my neighbor on the left side of me here, her mom is staying up for the week. And when I got home, that's the one that I did the hornet nest for. When I got home last night, they were coming back, her and her friend were coming back from a walk. So she came over and thanked me for getting rid of that nest. And we got to talking. And next thing I know, I'm giving her a tour of the house. She was curious, you know. Chrissy and Steve, they already saw it, but she hadn't, so she was curious. So I gave her the tour. Yeah, she loves it. Boy, it's a good thing that you're so handy and you can do everything. Electrical, plumbing, carpentry. You'll have this place turned into a nice cozy place in no time. I'm like, I know, right? One step at a time. But anyway, when we were talking out in the driveway, she's like, yeah, Chrissy and Steve, they're so thankful that you bought the house and you're living here because the last people that were here were just straight up crazy, and they had nobody liked them, and they had a vicious dog. They had a German Shepherd dog that was vicious, and they had to keep it on a chain all the time, otherwise it would charge you an attack. They were not pleasant people. I kind of got that impression during the closing when we were sitting at the table. That she's not too friendly. He's obviously gone upstairs, and that's probably why she's not too pleasant. You know, if your husband or life partner develops a mental illness like that, dementia, and they're difficult to be with, man, that's gonna put a damper on your attitude in a hurry. You know what I mean? I think this is why most people put their loved ones in assisted living facilities. They shuttle them away just so they don't have to live 24/7 with psychosis, because that'll just take all the wind out of your sails in a hurry. Just ship them off to the farm and go and visit them once a week. Little doses of insanity you can handle. 24/7 all day long? Not so much. That's why when I think about if I would have married the diva succubus mongoose, she's straight up insane. She can make herself look like she's normal out in public, but behind closed doors, she's a raging lunatic. Yeah, definite mental disorder. And to live with that, I mean, she's pleasant on the eyes, but if that's all she is, I'm sorry, that ain't worth it. So, yeah, they're all glad I moved in. Yeah, she said that at least 3 times. Yeah, we're so happy to have you as neighbors. Finally, somebody that's normal and nice. Yeah. So, all right, got to get this show on the road. My oh shit, you're running out of time alarm went off a little while ago. So we'll get on the road here and get to work and knock out another one. I should have the polyurethane when I come home so I can top coat everything I'm currently working on. And that'll probably be ready to install right before bedtime because it dries pretty quick, depending on the humidity level. If it's raining and it's humid, yeah, I'll have to wait till tomorrow, but oh well. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Shit just doesn't want to stay lit. All right, we'll talk to you soon.